Alright, so I'm diving into some unknown territory right now, guys. I'm trying to get my feet wet a little bit. Hopefully I don't dig myself a hole I can't get out of here. But this is my little first tease into the Naruto SH Figuarts line from Bandai Tamashii Nations. From my understanding, this is like a little bit of a soft reboot of the line, or a hard reboot for all I know. I don't know. But this is apparently the best version of Naruto UZUMAKI. Hopefully I pronounced that right, that you can get compared to the previous ones, and also it was 35 bucks, pretty cheap. So I'm pretty stoked about that. Now, with that being said, you would think, me being such a big Dragon Ball Z fan, that I would be into Naruto, right? Actually, contrary to popular belief or unpopular belief, I don't know, I've actually never read or watched a single anime or manga of Naruto. So, I don't know anything about it, to be honest. I don't know anything about it, but I bought it because I think it looks cool. And I think eventually I want to try to dive into the show, at the very least, watch the anime. And I just got a feeling that I might get hooked. And by then, whether it's a year or two from now or three, I don't know how long it will take for me to watch it. I feel like by then I'm gonna try to backtrack and get some of the figures, and they'll probably be, insanely priced by then. So, since they are getting a little bit of a reboot here, where these reissues are coming out, or 2.0s or 3.0s, I don't know where they're at right now. So, go easy on me. But I figure I'd take advantage and at least buy some of these now. And at the very least, if I don't end up watching it, or if I don't like it and I don't want the figures, I could just let them go. I can just sell them and get my money back, right? So let's see what we got here. So forgive me if I am not knowledgeable at all in anything here. So we have the bottom, we have the side here. Here's the top, here's the other side, and then here's the back side right there. Pretty dope. So let's get it cracked open. Yo, I gotta say though, $35 figure. Look at the accessories in this thing. This thing is packed full, fully loaded. My God, we have 5 faceplates. Look at all the hand options. We have crossed arms. We have an effect piece. Ooh, this is nice so far. Alright, so right out of the box, he feels pretty okay. I feel like he's a little on the hollow side, so it does give me a little bit of a cheap vibe to it compared to Dragon Ball Z figures. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's this loose piece here. The bottom of his jacket is this loose piece, which I'm sure it's loose because to get him into, pretty posable or agile poses, I should say. It's got this little pouch on the end of it. But it does feel like a little tad bit hollow, and you can hear how that sounds on the torso. But other than that, pretty dope. I think it looks cool. I like the detail on the head sculpt. Paint wise, his little headband is painted perfectly, super nice, and the face printing is super clean, so no issues there. There's the backside. Overall, it looks pretty dope. He's got a little bit of shading going on the torso and on the legs, so that's cool to see. So that's how he comes out of the box. He has the or the pair of fists, and then he's got the face with the teeth exposed, kind of smiling. Now, like I mentioned earlier, he's got 5 faceplates, including the one on the figure itself, which is pretty nuts. This thing retails for 35 bucks. That is pretty nuts if you ask me. For everything that you're getting here, that's some great value, I gotta say. That is some great value, especially in the times that we're living in right now, when a 6-inch figure like Star Wars The Black Series 5th Brother Inquisitor is 25 bucks, and this is all you get. In a day where the Iron Spider is $33, damn near 35 bucks, and all you get is the Spider-Man with the 3 legs and a few hands. It's hard to believe that this is this cheap. Now I understand this is like the main character. This is like the Saiyan Rays on Earth Goku that was 35 bucks at Target, and the Super Saiyan Goku, 35 bucks, Goku Black, 35 bucks. So it's figures that have been made so many times before, because this is, like I said, the 3.0 version of Naruto, from my understanding. They've made them before plenty of times, but still, it's still the better version. It's got the new articulation. From what I understand, the definitive version of Naruto. So if there's a figure of Naruto to get, it's this one right here. So yeah, tremendous value. Here's the other head sculpts, and they're pretty animated, so I dig that. Look at this. So I like this face sculpt a lot. Very anime, very manga. Here's this one here with the mouth open. And then we get this one here with the mouth closed, which I'm surprised this isn't the one on the figure out of the box, because normally the neutral face are the ones on the figure when you take them out of the box. But notice these all have blue eyes. This one has white eyes because this is, of course, just him expressing maybe he's mad at somebody or something. But this one here has red eyes, and I don't know why. Again, I have no knowledge of Naruto. So my guess, this is going to be a educated guess. Really, I'm just speaking out my ass at this point. I think this is him when he clones himself. Am I right or am I wrong? Let me know down below in the comment section. But I do know that he's got the power to clone himself. So that means you can actually army build this figure. So that's cool, because if it's that cheap, if it's 35 bucks, I mean, it's doable. Rather, if this was a $60 figure, that would suck, you know? So I'm not gonna go that far yet. I'm not in the hole yet. Okay, I haven't even seen an episode yet. I'm not gonna army build this figure. I'm good with one, but hopefully I don't need to go get more. We do get crossed arms, which is always welcomed. At least for me, I love these poses, these crossed arms. Whoops, they do it a lot for Dragon Ball Z. Although for Dragon Ball Z, they've never had it where it separates like this. But this one intentionally separates. It's got a peg right there. It's probably just to get him to to attach easier. So that's kind of cool. And then we get a Kamehameha fireball. I'm kidding. An energy effect. I'll just say that. We get a little energy effect, which is cool. We got some white spray over that. We get a dagger. We get a dagger right here, which is black with a brown handle. And then we do get alternate hands, of course. So to hold that dagger, we have this hand here, 2 grabby hands. And then we also do get a pair of open hands, a pair of instant transmission hands, or special beam cannon. Which one is it? It's neither, right? Yeah, it's not Dragon Ball Z. So there we go. We get these. And then lastly, we get one right open hand, and this is for his effect. So we get a little peg on the effect, and it is shaped in a specific way. There you go. So that will attach perfectly on there. No issues there. You don't even see the peg. It's just coming out of his hand. So that's dope. There you go. That's everything that he comes with. Alright, so here's a closer shot at the figure. Pretty cool sculpt on the hair. This little bandana, or headband, has a little tie in the back that is hinged. So that moves around. I'm a little afraid. Seems like it's a little thin, so it could snap. But overall, that's a cool little feature there. The head will go up, so of course that hinge on that bandana. There you go. So it doesn't get in the way. He looks up quite a bit. A lot more than I thought. And then he looks down quite a bit too. That's these Figuarts for you. Love it. Left and right, no issues there. We get head tilting. Neck is a separate piece. He's got that little turtleneck action going on there with his jacket. Moves around. Arms are going to go all the way up. And go all the way down. It's a little socket in there, so he technically has a bit of a butterfly joint. Yeah, you can see it right there. Moves forward, moves back quite a bit. You can move the shoulder all the way around that socket, and there's also this little piece here that covers all that gappage, so that moves around with it. Although this side seems like it's a little in, and it doesn't want to come out, so you can see how that falls in a little easier. Right now it's sticking out, but it's a little looser, and it falls in too easy. So this one tends to stay a little bit better. There is a bicep swivel. We have double jointed elbows, swivel at that wrist with a bar jointed hinge, as always. There is a ab diaphragm joint, goes all the way around. You can crunch forward, you can go back, tilt. There is a waist swivel, of course, forward and back, in and out. This loose piece is a little bit big. I feel like you could kind of see some gappage in there too. I don't know if there was any way around that. Maybe have it a little bit tighter, a tiny bit. Anyways, there is a waist swivel. Legs will kick forward. They can go back down. They're pretty tight too. And he can do the splits. And you can see here that new articulation that has been introduced in Dragon Ball Z as well. I believe Gohan, Ultimate Gohan, had this exact same kind of groin area. We have a thigh swivel, double jointed knees that just bend all the way back. Pretty great. Then we have a shin swivel, which would normally be called a boot cut. He's not wearing a boot, but that swivels. We get a hinge at the ankle, we get a rocker, we get a swivel, we get a toe hinge right there. Alright, so let's get him next to some Dragon Ball Z figures, because that's all I got, right? No Naruto figures to compare him next to. These are very similar in price. 35 bucks Gohan, 36, 37, I think 35 as well for Vegeta. Piccolo was the one that was like a little bit more, 38 bucks. At this point, I think some sites are charging more for them, but originally they retailed for 35. And look at this, man. For 35 bucks, Bandai Tamashii, keep doing what you're doing. So here he is with the crossed arms applied, and I must say that the new crossed arms are nicer, because the issue with the other ones, or the older ones, which don't separate in the middle like this one does, when you plug in one side, the other one, or the other side tends to pop out. And you try to plug that in, the other side tends to pop out, or doesn't go in all the way. It's just a lot more difficult to plug them both in at the same time. So it's easier to plug one at a time, and then you just plug it together in the middle, and that's what this one does, and it works. So hopefully they keep that up with future releases across the SH Figuarts line. Alright, so that'll pretty much wrap things up on this review of the SH Figuarts Bandai Tamashii Nations Naruto figure 3.0, 2.0, whichever 0.0 this is, the most recent release. So I like it. I mean, for 35 bucks, you can't go wrong. This is a good, solid release. I dig the articulation. And this pose here was just me recreating the pose on the back of the box, okay? I don't know what move this is. I don't know what he's trying to do here, but it looks cool. And the fact that you can get him on this, one knee, using the toe hinge, using the double jointed knees, everything, the new 3.0 groin articulation. And then, of course, the bottom piece of the jacket, the loose piece, comes into play here. Because it allows him to move his legs. So very articulated figure, looks great, so I'm pretty happy with it. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section, and also hit the like button while you're at it. Consider subscribing if you haven't done so already, and as always, take care, take it easy, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye.